Welcome to Wrestling with Snipes. Today we'll be reviewing AEW Dynamite for November 13th, 2024. And Dynamite starts off with a tag team contest with Christian Cage teaming up with Adam Hangman Page against Jay White and Juice Robinson. The match starts off with Jay and Hangman locking up. Hangman transitions into a headlock. Christian then tags himself in, which looks like it's angering the Hangman. Christian leans on Juice's head with his feet first. Then we see Hook pulling Nick Wayne into the crowd with a Dragon Sleeper, dragging him away. Then Juice hits a reverse DDT on Christian off the distraction. Back from commercial break, we see Jay White hit Hangman with a cutthroat suplex. Then he gets pulled to the outside by Cage, but Jay reverses it and hits Cage with a Blade Runner into the barricade. Then back in the ring, Mother Wayne jumps on the apron to distract the ref, while Juice has the roll-up. There's no count, and then Kip Sabian hits Juice with the contract over the head. Hangman then hits the Deadeye. 1, 2, 3. Hangman, Page, and Christian pick up the victory. And here comes Camille and the CEO, Mercedes Monae. Monae says, Bridgeport, say hello to your CEO. Monae says, I can't help that Camille can't drive. Camille then drops Monae's $20,000 jacket, and Monae berates her, tells her to take the jacket and get to the locker room. Then Statlander stands behind Monae without Monae noticing. Monae turns around and screams for Camille. Camille steps out of the locker room, and Statlander tosses her into the wall. Monae jumps on Statlander, and then Statlander spears both Monae and Camille through a wall. Then we come back from the break and we see Tony Schiavone in the ring introducing Will Osprey. Will takes the mic from Tony and says, I got this. I'm gonna call out Kyle Fletcher. Fletcher comes out all alone and he says, I'm coming out all alone to prove I'm not a coward like you, Osprey. Fletcher says, Will, what do you want to talk about? Oh my, Cody is loving that somewhere. Will says, I'm not gonna lay a finger on you. Just come on in the ring. We want to have a talk. Will says, I let you stay at my house. I let you pick up my kid from school. Fletcher says, you are selfish and a coward. Osprey says, I've been a champ on every continent. What have you done, Kyle? Absolutely nothing. Kyle says, let's talk about what I'm gonna do, cause at Full Gear, I want to see Kyle Fletcher one-on-one with Will Osprey. Osprey accepts the challenge, and then Lance Archer and Brian Cage jump in the ring standing side by side with Fletcher. Then Osprey says, well, I have friends too, and then jumps in the ring Will Hobbs and Davis. So now the odds are even and a brawl breaks out between all six men all over the ring. Lance Archer is standing alone at the top of the apron and is attacked by Roderick Strong with a Singapore cane, and we have a Falls Count Anywhere match between Strong and Archer starting. They battle to the back and all you can see is darkness, and then Strong looks like he gets chokeslammed through a table, and we go to commercial break. We come back from break and apparently Roderick Strong has won the match because in the ring is a one-on-one match with Adam Cole, baby, and Takeshita. Cole hits a neck breaker for a 2 count on Takeshita. Then Takeshita hits a blue thunderbomb for a 2 count. Cole then hits a running enziguri. Cole goes for the Panama City Sunrise, but Takeshita catches him and hits a tombstone, then a German suplex, but only gets a 2 count. We come back from break and Cole hits a superplex. Then he hits the Panama City Sunrise. 1, 2, he kicks out. Takeshita then rolls out to the ring and we see him put on the Dynamite diamond ring. Cole comes out after and puts his hand on top of Takeshita's head, and boom! Cole gets hit with a right from the Dynamite diamond ring. Takeshita jumps in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Takeshita picks up the victory. Looks like Adam Cole doesn't get that third win and won't get a match with MJF. As Takeshita's walking up the ramp, Ricochet jumps him and hits him with a kick. Takeshita leaves, leaving the international title to be picked up by Ricochet, and as Ricochet is about to raise the title, the camera cuts away from him. Oh my. Then we see Renee in the back with the Hurt Syndicate. MVP grabs the mic, and Bobby says, I'm gonna make an example out of Swerve. I'm gonna hurt Swerve Strickland. Then next, formerly the BBCO, come the Death Riders. Mox says, I've been thinking about Orange Cassidy a lot lately. And then comes freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, followed by Briscoe and Romeo standing side by side with Cassidy. Cassidy says, you hold a lot of power in that briefcase, but at Full Gear, I'm taking that power back. I beat you before, and at Full Gear, Mox, I'm going to beat you again and take back the power and the AEW World Championship. Cassidy then challenges Yuta to a match next week, which is accepted by Mox. Cassidy says, next week I'll take out the pawn to get to the king. Then the Death Riders leave through the crowd, and as they are exiting, Darby Allin leaps off the level above, taking out the Death Riders. Cassidy and Briscoe jump into it, and an all-out brawl breaks out. Shafir and Mox escape through the other side, leaving the arena. Then we go to the back and we see Shafir and Mox getting into a truck, and Claudio shows up, but Darby Allin attacks Claudio, only for Claudio to catch him, and he runs Allin into the loading dock door, then hits the big swing, swinging Allin into the door, and the Death Riders jump in the truck and leave the arena. The next contest is a one-on-one match between Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, against Penelope Ford. Ford knocks down Baker to begin the match and jumps off the second rope, landing her knees first on Brett's stomach. We come back from break and Brit hits a big clothesline followed by a sling blade. Bret puts on the glove and locks in a lockjaw, and Ford taps out. The winner of the match, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Then we see Serena Deeb come out on the entrance ramp, and they have a stare down between Serena and the DMD. And the next contest is Swerve Strickland one-on-one with Lio Rush. They get in each other's faces and Lio pushes Swerve. Swerve then hits a vertical suplex. We come back from break and we see Lio hit a frog splash for a 2 count. Lio then goes for a poison rana, but Swerve catches him and hits the big pressure. 1, 2, 3, Swerve Strickland picks up the victory. Then Swerve grabs a mic and he calls out the almighty Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley and MVP come out, and MVP says nothing because Shelton Benjamin attacks Swerve from behind. Lashley then beats down Swerve and the Hurt Syndicate beat down Swerve and Prince Nana. Bobby then puts Swerve in the Hurt Lock, and Swerve is out cold. The Hurt Business leaves Swerve laying and are looking very dominant. Then it was time for the main event of the evening for a tag team #1 contendership match, as FTR were against the hosts of Black. Brody and Dax start off the match with a lockup, then Brody backs Dax into the corner. King then hits a cannonball on Dax into the corner. We come back from break and FTR hit a Doomsday Device type maneuver for a 2 count. Dax then hits a superplex off the top rope, and Cash goes for a splash, but King gets his knees up. Malachi Black then hits a double foot stomp. It goes back and forth, and then FTR hit the Shatter Machine on Brody, but they're too tired and don't go for a cover. FTR then hit a spike pile driver on Black on the apron. Dax gets back in the ring and he backs up into Brody King, who puts on a sleeper. Dax actually goes night-night and he's out cold. The ref calls for the bell, and the hosts of Black pick up the victory and are going to move on to the tag team title fatal 4-way match at Full Gear. Oh yeah.